So I got the bed off. I did a little mistake. I drove off with the top light still plugged in, so I stripped those wires. That means I got to redo that on the cab for those top lights, or the cargo lights to work. The other lights will work. So now it's pulling the lights off, pulling the boards off, and see where we go from there. A lot of work. So I guess we just get started doing that. Don't want to. I want to go to bed. Okay, now we can take a good view of everything here, how it is. You can see my little tie down points for my wiring. And then you can see here for this one, I didn't need the strength, so I chopped it down a little bit. I need to put a little piece in here and weld this shut. I don't like that. Not that it's going to give you much strength, because if anything, it's going to come this way. So all the strength is in here, and the board slides under here. I thought about doing this different, bringing it all the way down, but I thought it'd be better just to have it cut out and the board slide under. I might change it later, but for now that's how it is. And yeah, there it is. You can see the license plate back there, where it goes. So now it's time to clean everything up, get it ready for paint. Yep, all torn apart, ready to go. So I'm spraying it now. It's late at night, probably shouldn't be doing it now. Getting the primer on. I want to get it done tonight, so that way tomorrow I can paint it. And that'd be nice to get this all painted, and then that means the next day I can put all my boards on. But getting the primer on first. We wiped it down with acetone after I wire wheeled it all. Try to get anything loose off that I can get to and that I could see. So now it's primer time, and breathing all this paint in. It's good for you, good for your lungs. Makes them stronger. No, not really. Don't believe that. Anyways, I'll let you guys watch a little bit of me painting. See how terrible I do. So I crawled underneath first and got underneath everywhere first. Now I'm going to come on top here and try to reach over and get what I can. take a quick little walk through. I'm not done painting, getting close, so pretty much, oh, I lost a spot right there, but pretty much got everything on the inside. And now I just need to finish this side up, the headache rack, and on top of the headache rack, inside here, and a little bit in front here, and then all on the inside here. But yeah, I got this one all done here, so it's looking pretty good. I think it'll look really, really nice tomorrow. And then I'll throw the paint on and it'll look really good. Almost done. Well, I have it done, but if you notice, I forgot to put that front piece in. That's what happens when you stay up late doing things. You forget what you're supposed to do. But anyways, it's all primed, looking really good. I got all my brackets. Haven't done these. These I'm actually gonna probably just paint them black. Hopefully get done tomorrow. If not, the next day. But this is kind of more important because I need to get this back on the truck. And then I got all my brackets over here hanging on my plasma cutter. They're all painted. Yeah, there she is. Looking good. Now I need to clean up my paint sprayer. Have it ready for tomorrow. Well, I'm tired, and it's another day. But we have this all primed up. You see me painting all that. And now it is dry. It's almost 24 hours. So we're ready to go ahead and put the next coat on. Running a bit behind. I have to bottle some honey. So I had to stop, do some of that. And on top of that, we had to replace this transfer case. So while that was being replaced, I was working on the wiring on the truck, get everything routed on the truck. So it's just when we put the bed on, it's just plug into the lights once we put the lights in place. So should be pretty straightforward there. And there it is. Look at that. So we're ready to go. I'm going to set this up and then I'll mix some paint. Mix it on, well, I need to mix it so that way it can spray it, but get it mixed. Yesterday on the primer, I mixed in, I diluted it with some acetone. I'm going to try to not put any acetone in it this time. I want to get a nice thick layer. I don't want to necessarily dilute it and have to put extra little coatings on it. I'll just do nice and put it on. I don't know. I'm not sure if the acetone helps it dry out at all, or if it makes it take longer to dry out. I read that the acetone does evaporate, but something about not letting the paint dry as fast. I don't know. I'm not a painter, so I know it did go on pretty good. I did have one spot where it ran, and of course it was up on top by the ET. Where am I? By the ET's bees here. So it's not that big of a deal, but that's one thing that did happen. Tired. Okay, let's get this done. I'm done painting and my beard's probably a little bit more gray because of it. I decided to go with gray just because you don't see gray flatbeds very often. No other reason. I think it'll look pretty good with the blue, but we'll see. We'll see once we get it on. I still have not cut out that front piece and put that in there. Should have done it. Still not doing it. I guess kind of procrastinating, but not really. Just running out of time. I'll get to it at some point. Not sure when. Whew. Anyways, I'm tired. But I wanted to point out, so like, you'll see a lot of flatbeds, they'll use diamond plate on the back and on the side, and maybe even on the headache rack. Now, diamond plate looks good, but you're paying extra for that look that doesn't do anything for you. That if you have a deck or anything like that that you're going to be walking on or putting stuff on, it gives you a little more traction. But other than that, it's kind of pointless. So you pay more money to have something that doesn't provide you anything. Now, I'm cheap, so that's why I went with the flat. The diamond plate does look nice, but it's totally not needed. Oh, man, I'm tired. But anyways, tomorrow I'll be able to put my lights in, put the deck on, and we will see about tacking something in there. I don't know. Got to go to the farmer's market tomorrow, so by the time I get out, it'll be running a little later, but I should have time to cut that piece out and tack it in. I'd like to do that before I put the boards. And it's just going to be tacked in just enough that if something did slide, it wouldn't pull my welds off. But I don't want to get too carried away because, like I said, I'm going to cut it off at some point. And that's one reason why I'm not too concerned about putting it in now. And and I said before, I'm going to probably put something in front of the windows, but just haven't figured that out yet. Now, it'd be better to have done that all before painting, but I need to use this. I need to have it painted so that way I don't have to spend a lot of time getting all that rust off. So this is a lot better to do, and then deal with your spots later. Anyways, I'm tired. It is time for bed. It's like probably close to 1:30. So it is time to see you all tomorrow. All right, paint is dry. It feels really nice. And I just realized I have these holes that line up with the other side, and I can put my jack stands on the side so it's easy to back the truck up underneath. So that's handy. And then we're running the tap through the holes to clean all the holes out. That way, when we go to thread things in, we don't have any issues. Just like that. See, it's kind of struggling just a little bit. And there's got a little bit of paint in there. So we get that cleaned up on all of those, and everything will be much better. I don't know if you can see how good the lighting is. Let's check it from the back. Might be kind of hard to light washing it out. Yeah, it's too bright on the outside. Yeah, it's looking really good. Now we gotta get our boards, and we're gonna sand our boards out. Once our boards are sanded, we can start putting them all on. We'll be good to go. Well, now you can see that looks pretty nice the way that is. Really brings out that grain look. Hopefully it looks good on that gray. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Looking pretty, looking pretty. You can see here what I've done is when I had the boards down, bolted down, I with the pencil drew, and I did it a couple times and it wasn't quite right. So the last time I drew on it, I actually put lines coming from it so I know where to cut. So I know which lines I need to do, and as long as I don't mess up and cut the wrong ones, should be good. it's time to bolt our boards down. I got the end boards already bolted down, but I'm going to start in the middle and then work out. One of the reasons why is because it's kind of hard to get those last ones in. You could do it, especially since it's not on the truck, but I think it's just easier. I can go under there and work, and then the last ones I'll be able to just reach underneath and do it from this side. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So we'll get under here and we'll start getting together. So we're putting some Danish oil on here, the dark walnut. It looks really, really nice. This will look beautiful when we're done. So we'll finish putting oil on and we'll see how it looks. Man, look at that bed. It just looks gorgeous. Just wait till you see it finished. Well, I'm getting ready to put this piece on the headache rack. Some sheet metal here. And I barely cut it wide enough. I thought I was going to have enough for a ½ inch on each side. Look, I'm right on the edge, but it's enough. So I'm just going to tack it maybe every foot or so on the bottom. We don't want no rattles going in. Do some tacks on top, and then I'm going to put a piece of tubing or channel right on top, and that'll keep it from really flexing and making a lot of noise. So we're going to get that welded in place, and then we'll paint it, but I want to get it welded first. And yeah, I just did a black primer from a spray can just because it doesn't need to be perfect because it's not going to last, and as far as I'll eventually probably change it out, so it's just temporary. So here we go. We'll get it tacked in and then we'll see how things look. Well, I have it in place. I don't know. There's a little bit of rattle. I got a little bit of movement up there. Not much. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it doesn't, no rattling going on. If not, I'll have to put a little stiffener in there just so it doesn't rattle, because that'll be annoying. One thing I have to do is I got a router a groove in the top here and try not to hit those bolts there, so that way I can have a plate that'll sit down in there and that'll block the hole. So there's the router. We're going to go at it now. Alright guys, I'm going to back it up. You guys got to help me kind of guide it in a little bit if I need help.